Hi and welcome to Split the E podcast. I'm your host Sean O'Grady. In this podcast we split the entertainment of Vancouver City by taking the artist out for a pint. This week my guest is a very talented wordsmith. His name is mcsavethewhales and also on Spotify, Noble NA. How are you, dude?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Thank you for doing this with me, man.
Thank you for doing it.
So where did this begin? Where did you start rapping, or where did you fall in love with music?
Oh, I started rapping with my friend Brian when I was living in Ontario, and
Yeah.
he was the only black kid in town, and it was,
So you were born in Ontario?
I was born in Ontario, but then we came out here, but then I went back to Ontario and kind of back and forth
Yeah.
over the course of however many years. But yeah, he got me into it. His older brother was into it, and I started rapping with him, and we were terrible,
Yeah.
but there was 50 Cent and Eminem and all that, and we just kind of got into it, got playing with it. But I already loved music because my mom really loved music, and she played all the classics. And
Wait, what classics is like?
Tracy Chapman.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Bob Dylan.
You know how Tracy Chapman got famous for? She was like the performing, like the support act for some. I can't remember the name of. I think it was Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
All right, and I think it's Stevie Wonder, but it was for this big gig that was on, right? So she was a supporting act, and Stevie Wonder was stuck in traffic. And he goes, I can't be there in time. Get a black artist to play while I'm on my way to get there. And there was no other black artist, only Tracy Chapman, who was the supporting act. And she went on and played Fast Car, and that's how it blew up for her.
It's over.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So cool, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because that song, and her, she's phenomenal. Huge inspiration.
Wow, massive. Back to you and your story. So you're 12th grade, rapping with your buddy.
Oh, no, that's not 12th grade. We were like
sorry.
11, 12. This is like 5th
Oh,
grade.
okay. Oh,
5th
good.
grade, 6th grade.
How old is that?
We were like 11, 10,
Nice.
11. Yeah,
Nice.
11, 12.
Around when 50 Cent was just on the scene, right?
Yeah. Around when he was just blowing up. Yeah,
Nice.
doing
Get
his
rich or
thing.
die trying.
Yeah, pretty much that time. Yeah.
You see, he's doing a final farewell tour as well.
Is he?
Yeah, he's coming around the whole world.
No, I didn't see that. I'd love to go though.
Yeah.
He's great. He
like,
went through a lot.
were you just getting into like rap? Who were your like inspirations? Like 50 Cent, or was it that kind of like gangster rap? Or
I heard Eminem when I was like, I don't know, I guess I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
When he was really blowing up.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was really funny.
Yeah, it was comedic, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was really funny because my dad, he was super into South Park and stuff. And he just, I just thought it was really, really funny. And there was always kind of a voice in my head that was like, I could do that. I can say words that rhyme together. Because when you're a kid, you're reading all these books too, and all the books rhyme. You know? Dr. Seuss or whatever it is. And you're like, oh, okay, well that's easy.
The English or the English language you were always attracted to?
Well, it was just kind of the language that was around.
Yeah.
That's sick. It was everybody speaking English, so.
And you played the guitar? Did you pick up the guitar early in your life?
No, I think maybe I picked it up, but never got into it, never learned really actively. It wasn't until I went to college.
Yeah.
And my friend had a guitar, and he taught me a couple basic songs, and
the 4 chords kind of rule.
Yeah.
And
then I got my own and just kind of started playing it more and more. And then I realized that if I took the guitar in the streets and played it and sang a little bit, that I could make some money.
No way. Busking was always an outlet that, because the first time that I seen you, I was saying earlier, is on Commercial Drive outside in the station, where you're just like rapping to a beatbox, you and your mate, literally like picking people out of the crowd. And I was like, this is nuts. This is cool as fuck, So quick like on Instagram, but just always out in the streets, rapping or performing.
It was more, at first I was just singing covers. I would sing, you know, Wonderwall and
Yeah.
whatever I knew, Green Day,
Yeah.
Time of Your Life, and some Jonas Brothers and whatever, man. Just like
That's so
what
sick.
people knew, and I would just do covers and stuff. Cause yeah, just even going way back, I just
Was your family musical, like, did they play music, or they were just like influenced by music? There was
They
always
just really
music.
liked music, but
Yeah.
I didn't know. I had a great uncle who was an amazing piano player.
No way.
Yeah, but he was the only like active musical influence in my life,
Yeah.
and I only probably spent a total of say maybe 6 or 7 days with him over the course of my
What?
childhood.
Holy shit.
But he was,
what an impact.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my mom was super into music. I loved music, but it was more just. I wouldn't even say it was musical at first. Like the rap thing, just kind of came from
Joking around and sliding.
just joking around. I was kind of always good at school, and you know, I started getting into poetry initially at first.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, I kind of put down the rapping at 11, 12. I moved away from there. Me and Brian, we lost contact.
Yeah.
I didn't have my buddy that I rapped with. I moved to like a really like white Christian town where nobody was into hip hop.
Yeah.
Put it down for a number of years, but always kind of like liked poetry. I kind of liked Shakespeare, and
Nice.
you know, I just kind of always wrote. You know, in one
Even
way
a
or
diary,
another.
just to.
Yeah, a journal, and just kind of always kept that going. Even though I didn't play the guitar, I didn't rap, but I always kind of did have a voice
In your
my
head.
head that was like, you could do that if you wanted to do that, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, okay.
Sure, we all have that voice.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I had that voice that was like, you'd be really good at rapping if you ever decided to do it again.
No
You
fucking
know?
way.
And like, you could probably play the piano if you tried, you know? I was like, oh, shut up, I'm gonna go do something else.
Yeah.
You know, until eventually I was like, okay, well, you know, with the guitar, I picked it up in college, got lucky with just the interactions that I had, you know, and then with rapping, eventually I was just like, I need an outlet. The voice just kind of got louder
Louder, yeah.
And it was like, yo, fucking do this now.
And if you don't, like, because we were saying earlier, if I didn't do this podcast, I'd see someone doing this podcast or something similar, and I'd be pissed about it
Yeah, bro.
that I didn't do it.
Bro, it was actually like, you just like gave me hardcore deja vu when I was like 22.
Yeah.
I wrote this fucking song in
Yeah.
my journal. A week later, I heard like 90% of what I wrote,
No way.
the chorus,
What?
on the radio, on a song, and I was like,
Jeff, have you ever heard of the?
it's like, what am I doing?
So you know an infinite monkey cage. Have you ever heard of this theory? So it's if you had an infinite monkeys, they would collectively be able to write Shakespeare.
Right.
We're all kind of monkeys, right?
Yeah, oh, totally.
But I think like an idea is special, and if you have that voice in your head, you just have to fucking go with it. Because if you don't, like, creativity is like, where does it come from? No one really knows, you know. But so moving on, so you're in high school or college, you said, and you're playing the guitar, or were you doing rapping before that?
Well, I touched on it in like grade 5, grade 6, but then put it away, and then no,
And
not
you're just
at all.
always writing rhymes,
Always writing, but not necessarily rhymes, kind of more like,
poetry.
yeah, poetry, short stories,
Unreal.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my English teacher, my grade 11 English teacher, had a huge influence on me.
Good.
And she took me aside and she was like, you are the most well-spoken student I've ever had.
Wow.
You know, you should go be a lawyer.
Wow.
You know, it's crazy. She's like, you're crazy. And I just want you to know that. You know, and we were never even that close, but she pulled me aside like at the very end of school.
That's it.
And she was like, I wasn't even sure if you were going to graduate necessarily, but you're the most well-spoken young man I've ever met in my entire life. And you should be a lawyer. I was like, okay, well, I
Fuck
don't know
that,
if
I'll go
be a
rapping.
lawyer, but yeah. You know, so I don't know.
Well, you never know yet.
Yeah, you never know. Lawyers get paid pretty good. Yeah.
So do rappers. Right?
Yeah, well, they can.
When did you decide to go and actually like perform? Was it rapping on the streets like how I seen you, and then it elevated that you got picked up, or someone seen you, or how did that work out?
So I started playing guitar, started singing in the streets, and kind of just wasn't really scared of being in front of other people. Wasn't really scared of putting myself out there.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I know I'm not even that good yet, but I'm just gonna do it. And then I got, people give you money.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes, you get girls' phone numbers and stuff like that, and you're like, I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yes.
And then it was actually, I moved to a little town for a bit called Belleville, which is a couple hours outside of Toronto.
Cool.
And it's kind of a very like, it's a bit of a grimy town, to be honest. No offense, Belleville.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like,
small-minded people?
yeah, well, yeah, that for sure. But also a lot of people that like are acting gangster, and there is real gangsterism there.
Yeah.
But a lot of like people wearing, their pants around their ankles and just backwards, and 50 Cent blaring everywhere. And
Get rich or trying, but
you
to say
know,
they're going to die trying.
Yeah, they're gonna die. Exactly. You just hit it on the nose. But I went over. My sister was living there, and I went over to this guy's house. I think I was selling him weed or something. Yeah. And I went over there, and it was like 3 a.m, and he was just freestyling. And he had freestyles on. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to kick it with this guy. I'm going to smoke a joint with him, and I'm going to freestyle with him. Yeah. The voice in my head was just like, you got to do it. And then
it's screaming out. Right?
First time I freestyled, this guy just looks at me, and he's just like,
holy fuck.
He's just like, that was crazy. Like, you do this a lot?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've never done that in my entire life. He's like, bro, that was crazy. Bro, that was nuts. That was so good. And I was like, oh, okay, well, okay. And and I got that reinforcement. Just like, it's like that voice in my head. It's like when I was actually brave enough to like share it with the world. Yeah. I got a lot of just like positive feedback. It was like, because I think we're all like one infinite person. Okay. I think we're just like a pool. I think creativity comes from
consciousness, right?
Consciousness itself. Yeah. And we're all just channeling that. We're all different entities from the same thing. Yes. And it's like when that voice, wherever that voice is, it's deeper than me, actually manifests itself in the physical reality. Yeah. I think I was lucky enough that the other manifestations of like people, of energies in the world that drop from that same thing were like, it's like your antenna is stronger. Well, I just mean it was almost like God. Yeah. It was almost like God, and they're just like, yup, do the thing. Yeah. It's just like, Descartes, like life is but a dream, and it's like you do that thing, and it's like, oh, okay. And then whoever that person would have been, they would have told me, yep, you're on the right path because you're doing that thing. Yeah. Because I'm like, life doesn't always go very good for me when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. 100%. Right. Yeah. But when I'm doing once you get on that track. Yeah. I just happen to be able to cut out all the people that are like, that guy's whack. I don't even hear that. I just hear the people that are like, good job, keep going. Yes. Yeah, fuck the noise, man. Fuck the noise, right? Yeah. And it's like, I feel like maybe I was lucky, or maybe when you're really walking your path, when you're really listening to that inner voice that's like the deepest one, that's like, yo, this is what you're supposed to do with your life. Yes. That's super focused as well, right? You're gonna get that positive reinforcement. You're gonna get it. Yes. From somewhere or another. 100%. So it's kind of like, so in that room with that guy, it was actually a pretty like... Was he just at a party? Or it was just him at his house. It was the most like... nonchalant kind of... moment, and it's like, I've been in that situation 1,000 times, but that one moment stood out. It was just 20 minutes at this guy's house at 3 a.m. and he was rapping, and then I rapped too. And the bars, like now looking back, I'm sure it was so phenomenally whack. You know, whatever
I got 2 peas
saying.
in the pot.
You know, whatever it was probably so bad.
Yeah.
But it stuck with me. And
That's
then
so
I was
cool,
like,
yeah.
okay. And then the next morning I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then I started rapping, then I started making little videos on YouTube, then I started busking more. And busking really has been the main thing I've done.
And you were doing that in that little, I was going to
I did that in that little town, yeah.
The little
Belleville.
shithole, I was going to call it.
Yeah, well.
But that little town, so
Yeah.
you were doing that, and then where did the story go where you finally came here to Vancouver?
Well, I'd come here earlier. I'd come here as a kid. I lived in the Sunshine Coast.
Oh, cool.
Which is close to here.
Yeah.
And then I came back around the Olympics and then left again, and then went back to Ontario. Then came back here, went to school.
Oh, cool.
And then just started doing it and got in touch with more musical people, got in touch with just the creative, artistic side of the world more.
Through college or just like living life too?
Through living life, through busking.
Yeah.
And then, I met a girl on a SkyTrain and she introduced me to a really psychedelic, creative side of the world.
Okay.
And
fuck Tinder, just get on the SkyTrain.
Yeah, for sure. This girl ran on the train and she was laughing with her friend. And I'm just like, you have the most beautiful smile I think I've ever seen.
How organic
and she's like,
is
want
that?
to come to a tea party at my house?
Yes.
And I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, yes, I do.
That's so
and then I went
lovely.
there, and it turns out it was special tea. You know, it wasn't normal tea. You know, and then and these people, they're very creative, psychedelic people, and that just kind of introduced me to more musicians, more artists. You know, through that and the festival scene and that kind of thing, and I kind of just delved pretty deep into that.
And while you were doing that, you were still rapping, or were you just more intrigued into the creative?
I was still rapping, but always kind of
always
like
poetry, writing journals.
Foot in multiple things. Still rapping, but not fully going down the rapper kind of
avenue.
Yeah, it was more so singer-songwriter a little bit.
Yeah.
More, you know, poet.
Yeah.
Still creative. You know.
Through your raps that you have released on Spotify.
Yep.
You're very philosophical. You're like your song "You Are a God," or like you seem like a really deep guy. You know, like it's stoic. It's such. I'm a massive fan. Like
we're all that deep though, is what I think.
There's just doors that people are locking off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the world. There's so much in the world that causes us to close ourselves off.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you have to, in some measure, to keep yourself safe. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's a jungle out there. There's a lot of danger out there. There's people that want to hurt you.
Yeah.
You know, in some way or another.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
Definitely.
And so that causes a lot of people to shut off. And when you shut those doors, when you close yourself off to the world, you might be blocking out that thing that's going to hurt you, but that's not all you're blocking out. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like, for me, I kind of I had a really tumultuous childhood in a lot of ways, and that caused me to, but it's such a blessing.
In what sense, if you don't mind me asking?
Just in and out of foster care. Parents were hardcore drug addicts.
Oh, okay.
You know, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just.
But shit like that molds you into what you are today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it exposes you to the world.
Yeah.
You know, our parents so often, especially I find in the West, create this cocoon of like childhood.
Yeah.
And of like safety.
Yeah.
To protect, but also shelter and like literally shell children from what is the world.
Yeah, 100%. You know? You can even see that with like West Hastings today. It's kind of like it's ironic that it's so close to the most expensive part of Vancouver City.
Yes.
It's literally right on their doorstep, but they're so like, I got my blinkers on, and it's fine when it's not fine.
No.
Yeah. 100%. It's a shame, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But I'm kind of like, and I think, I don't want to be like a political guy. I don't feel like I am. But it is what it is. You can't say that anymore. There has to be action. But like, I'm not going to be that guy to give it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So to mix it up a little bit.
Yes.
When did you decide to? When you were in Vancouver, when was the opportunity to like create and go and do rap battles and to pursue this rap career a little bit more?
I would just busk. I kind of knew that I had, something.
Yeah.
And the world would always reinforce it. I would go busk. I would make money. People would be like, you're good.
Yeah.
I just kind of fell into what was easy for me. And then I started connecting more to other rappers.
Yeah.
And kind of gauging where I was at. And I used to...
What year was this when you were in Vancouver?
This is like maybe 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
And this guy named Ian, he goes by Junk. He's a bigger rapper out here now, but at the time he was, not. But I started going to a cypher that he hosted. And, without indulging in the ego too much, it was pretty clear that it was like him, the guy who hosted it, and then the second most talented person was me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, this guy's like top end professional.
Yeah.
He's reached mastery. He spent his 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
I haven't on rapping, but I probably have in writing and like things.
Just creativity.
Yeah, and creativity itself. So, and kind of, it's very hip hop and rap. It's very like, it's a very competitive environment, especially so many males in the environment. They're figuring out where they're at.
And it's egotistical too.
It's very egotistical, and
it's
a
a
lot
battle
of
at the end of the day.
It's a battle. Even when people aren't battling, it's kind of a battle still. To measure where you're at. How's the crowd reacting and interacting with you? You want that crowd interaction.
Yeah.
You want them to feel something.
Yeah.
From you, right? Ideally, or at least I did. I kind of wanted to touch people.
Yeah.
I wanted them to be able to feel what I was saying, because we all have a voice, we all have a message, and it's like, well, if it falls flat and the people don't connect to it, that
eats you a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I see that even when people are battling or whatever, what they really want is that human connection. They want the crowd's approval. It's just like in the arena with Caesar or whatever, It's all about the people, and
the oohs and the ahs. No, he didn't.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And in that arena, at his cypher that he would host, I kind of got that more from the hip hop community, where they were like, dude, you're dope. This is dope. Like, and then just kind of kept bringing it into the streets, because the hip hop scene in Vancouver is notoriously weak.
I was just going to ask you that. I was like, so what, you arrived in 2012, right?
Yeah.
It seems like it's growing now. It has Icon Hip Hop, the Cypher, like you said.
They're huge. They're doing so much for it.
And when you rocked on, like, obviously you met, I forget his name, that guy that you were saying.
Junk.
Yeah. How many was in the community when you rocked on? Or do you feel like that you're like one of the quote unquote like founding fathers, or one of the icons that came in, you know what I mean? Because I
wouldn't go that far.
I have lived here for 8 years, and you're the one that I've kind of like just so lucky have passed upon, and you're my gateway into this. Yes. Unreal. Honest to God, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would say for younger people,
yeah,
maybe I could accept that. Because I've been here for a bit, and just because I've been in the streets.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really, hip hop and rap in what it is and what it looks like in Vancouver, a lot of times it's like, who's playing here, or who's doing this festival, or who's doing that.
Oh, I'm quality like that.
You know?
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, I've been in the streets, and people actively look down on me in the hip hop community for doing it. They're like, bro, you could play in the club. Why are you playing in the streets? Because the streets is where the people are.
Yes.
You know? Exactly. And that's where the coliseum of people, like, busking is the raw shit. If you can build a crowd of 300-400 people.
Of people who didn't come out to see you.
That's craziest.
True attraction.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing.
It fucking is.
And they will leave as soon as you're whack. Yeah. As soon as there's something better to do, they will leave you and bada boom. You know, but if they love you, you can make $1,000 in a night.
Yes.
Playing in the street.
Yeah.
What's to look down on about that?
I never get that. I never get that. I think
the people of the city, it's like, for people that are really here, that are present, people aren't actively looking down, but people kind of have an idea of what a hip hop artist is supposed to be, you know, and they got this projection of like Eminem on stage or 50 Cent with his jewelry looking cool. It's like,
that's all a part of it, but no, what really fucking, for me, and I believe, I think it's the actual quality of the words that are fucking said. And like the style of it, man.
The guy on the shoebox.
How do you, like, I'm so, like, dyslexic and stupid with English, but to create something that has, like, a curvature of a word, or, like, fucking to manipulate words in your mind, that it's not only, like, 2 sentences down the line that you're already thinking of, but are you even thinking of it, or does it just come to you like that? Does that make sense of a question? I hope so.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah. I think
your mind must be going like fucking a mile a minute, like.
I guess so, but it comes back to that thing of I think everyone has a gift, and I think we're all drawing from the same pool.
Yeah.
And I think it's like everything that I've ever done in my life, whether I knew it or not, led towards me being who I am and having whatever ability I do have.
Yeah.
So I definitely work on it. It's definitely a practice skill. You got to oil the joints, you know. However, when I'm really in it, I'm not actually thinking at all.
No way.
You know, when I'm writing something,
so like the flow state.
Yeah. Fully that's real. You know, when I'm doing my craziest freestyles, I'm not even thinking at all. I'm not thinking. It's thoughtless mind.
Holy
It really is. And I might think of the first line, and then I just surrender to
whatever it is, creativity.
Trusting myself. Yeah. Trusting that, okay, I know how to speak English.
Yeah.
And finding whatever the pace of the beat is, you know, syncing that with your body knows.
Yeah.
Like, our mother's heartbeat is the very first thing we ever hear.
Yeah.
Our bodies are like divinely in tune with music, you know, so when you just forget like what I have to do tomorrow, forget
the noise
what my girl was saying about this shit, or whoever, you know, what's on the news. I forget all that shit, you know, and it comes to a place where, like, when I'm busking, I've said things that are, with the incredible beauty that can be spoken, I've also said things that are borderline sexist, racist, you know, in some kind of way that could be contrived as that.
Yeah.
You know, in this modern world of
PC-ness.
You know?
Yeah.
For me, I need to totally check that at the door. I need to accept that could happen and somebody could be completely offended by what I say.
Yeah.
You know, but that the pool that I'm drawing from isn't that. Yeah. It's not that. It's an infinitely loving, accepting pool where we are all one.
Yeah.
You know, so if you get offended, I'm
Nah.
You know, it's like the Conor McGregor. I would like to apologize to absolutely no
fucking
one.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's go.
And it's,
we finish off this. We'll chug. I'll get you to chug that back if you don't mind. And we'll play the game. Are you enjoying the Guinness here? Would it be your go-to now?
It's not my go-to.
No, thank you for doing this.
But, you know.
There you go. Oh, holy fuck.
I figure I'm with two Irishmen, and if I tell people I'm Irish, I should be at least be able to stand up to the measure, you know.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is the glass that they gave us is a little bit shitty. Oh, let's swap it out, yeah. I'm going to swap that. So noble. What a fucking cool name, by the way, man.
Shut up, Mom.
Yeah. Big ups. So,
Mihail, but
Sean.
Yeah. Okay.
No worries. So,
Sean, how do you spell it?
SEA father N.
Okay, I knew it'd be something. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you get a burger, it's like I got a burger for scene.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't see that coming. So, Split the E is the name of the podcast. It started off with a pint of Guinness, and to play the game is you have to, our first drink of this pint, and we put it back down, it's going to be a big gulp, and then we put it down, we want to have that white line going across the G and the E. All right? Are you ready to do it? Awesome. Cheers. Sláinte.
Sláinte. Oh.
I'd say you're close.
Yeah, I feel.
I failed too, but I went a little bit more. It's harder than it looks.
It's harder than it looks.
Yeah. Anyone that's watching it that wants to try and send me videos, please do, because it is fucking harder than it looks. I've 2 guests that got it so far.
Okay.
So don't feel too bad.
No, I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad.
But we were in deep talk about flow and cipher.
Oh yeah.
Can you give me an intro, like what is cipher for people that don't know, or the cipher in Vancouver?
So this cipher specifically, a cipher where people
And
come
meet
together and share, you know,
Yeah.
and create.
Yeah.
This cipher.
That happens at the railway, or is it always at the railway club?
It's right now it's at the railway, but it won't always be at the railway. It hasn't always been at the railway. It moves, and the guy who's at the center of it, his whole idea is to take it internationally.
Oh, cool.
You know, and I think he can do it because he's an incredible human. Like what he's doing.
What's his name?
His name's Ghetto Fab.
Ghetto Fab.
Ghetto Fab.
I seen it on the poster.
Yeah. But he's just a really humble cat.
Shout out to him.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Unreal. Did it start in a skate park?
Yeah, so it started, okay, so it's kind of got a long history. It started at a dam in North Van in some kind of way, and they started throwing ciphers.
Yeah.
And that started attracting certain cats together, and then it ended up at a Chinese food restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And then I guess that kind of broke up, and it ended up on the other side of the bridge at a skate park. And that's where, like, what it is now really
is that where you
started to
checked
build.
in, or where
That's
did you?
the first time I checked in.
Yeah.
And I checked into, like, I don't think it was the first one. I think I checked into number 3 or something. And,
Okay.
and buddy messaged me and was like, you got to come to this thing, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, this looks like it's going to be whack.
Yeah.
Like, and I was with my buddy, and we were drinking some wine and writing, and just like, you know, I got a really philosophical friend, and we were reading this like book from like 1500s and going back and forth and writing bars based on Parseval. I don't know if you ever heard of the book Parseval.
I have never not known.
It's an old school ass book. But we were writing bars based on this old school book, right?
Yeah. Taking
1500s literature and turning it into modern rap. And I was just having so much fun.
Wow.
And buddy's like, you gotta come. He's like, please come, you know, and I was like, okay, fine, let's go. I
Yeah.
got just enough wine in me. I was like, my buddy's like, I'll drive. And we go, and it's like 4 guys under a bridge, and it's just whack.
The rest is history.
It's
really.
kind of whack, yeah. But the rest is history. Buddy's got the
But
right
as
equipment.
a cipher goes, is that down to like, this is my rhymes and tell me what you think? Or is it still that kind of like check your ego before you go in and you have to be ready to battle? Or
I
both?
would suggest that for anyone all the time. Check your ego and be ready for battle is a great fucking phrase for life, I would say. You know?
Yeah.
So I would say that's a great idea stepping into a cipher, because everybody sees that. Everybody sees when you got your ego on blast, on full, especially when you get it on the mic and you start opening your mouth for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody hears and sees that.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's dumb. But a cipher, it is what you make it. You know, it's a collection of people coming together to share their skills, their stories. You know, it's a collection of rap is rhythm and poetry.
And
you know.
creativity, yeah.
Yeah, they come together to share that, and there's a measure of measuring where you're at with each other to push each other to be better.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way I look at it with competition, is you're pushing people to be better, you're pushing yourself to be better.
Yeah.
You know, I would always actually seek out ciphers where I wasn't the best. Hopefully I wasn't even close to the best, you know. I went on a busking trip all around the world to seek out, you know, I busked with the guy Moses Conkus. I don't know if you know who that is.
No, I don't know.
But he won Italy's Got Talent.
Oh, what?
And he's not a rapper, but he does like these incredible beats with his harmonica. He plays like 12 different harmonicas on a loop pedal.
Holy shit.
You know, so I went to England and I busked back to back, and I busked with that guy just to, you know, and learn.
Yeah.
Just to learn and be exposed to like
Student
the
of the
level
game.
that exists.
Yeah.
You know, and go, and I did a festival in Great Britain with, I don't know if you know who Ocean Wisdom is.
Oh my God.
You know?
He's the fastest rapper in the world at one
Bro,
time.
he's so crazy.
Sick,
right?
dude.
And I got to meet that guy and just soak up the knowledge, you know? I went to India. I don't know if you know who WizKid is.
No, I don't,
WizKid,
man.
he's done songs with Drake.
Yeah.
He's huge, man.
Yeah.
And just,
I'm stumped at Ocean with that's fucking
but anyways,
sick.
and I'm just picking his brain as much as I can, because you don't get much of these people's time.
Yeah.
You know, in their time, you can just feel the brevity of how these people fill their time with that voice that's speaking to them.
Yeah.
They listen to it, and they're just so in it.
Yeah.
You know, and you soak that up, and I just loved being a student.
Yeah.
You know, be the student and soak it up.
Yeah.
And don't, you know, when you're with those people, if you got your ego on full, they're not even gonna talk to you, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, and it's whenever you step into a cipher, be humble. Be humble. It's like Kendrick Lamar, best rapper.
Yeah.
Bitch, be humble. Sit down, you know? And it's like, hold that, embody that, you know, we're
all one at the end of the day,
we're
like
all
you said
one at the
earlier,
end of the
right?
day. And we need to just learn from each other, and the things that hit people hardest in the cipher, truth.
Yeah.
Truth is number one. If you speak absolute truth to people, it's shocking to people in today's day and age.
Everyone's so naive, man.
Bro.
Everything is an Instagram post and it's filtered.
Yep.
So I think truth in nowadays is higher than anything other
It's the highest
than,
thing.
Yeah.
And it permeates the whole environment. Like, and in a cipher, when people are gathered and they're sharing their stories, and these people are creatives, they're
Yeah.
poets, they're all
Yeah.
talented in some measure.
Yeah.
You know, the Icon Hip Hop Cipher, fucking damn near everyone is quite talented.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent that goes through that thing, and people with real stuff to say. And I think what kind of has connected me to those people, and kind of that people look to me, is because I'm truthful.
Yeah.
When I get on the mic,
Dude,
I'm
you
just like,
you have lit up the room. You're like, my mom and my dad, they met in the 80s. They shot out my sister, and then I fucked that up, sorry.
Yeah.
But then I was born, and then you nearly died in the hospital. What the fuck happened, like?
Yeah, that's a good start, right?
Do you know what I mean?
See, they take, you
The
know,
very
they take
first line.
pictures of you. They take pictures of you when you're a baby. My head is like this, and it's purple.
Oh,
and I'm just
fuck.
like,
Was the umbilical cord or something?
No, my head got stuck in my mom. For like half an hour, my head was stuck or something, and it was choking me out, I guess.
Dude.
And my mom had the baby.
You.
So she had a baby, right? It died. Then she had my sister. Then she had me. Then she had my little brother. And my little brother died. So it was like we were sandwiched and we lived. But you know, it's dangerous being born, man.
Fucking is, man.
You know.
Jesus Christ.
And but yeah, it's cut through the fat. I love cutting through the fat.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I love about busking.
Yeah.
Is I'm out there, and I will say anything. I call it, you know, if somebody's black, I'm like, there's black excellence right there.
Yeah.
If somebody's white, I'll be like, there's a white queen right there.
Yeah.
If somebody's Arab, I'll be like, there's an Arab prince right there.
Yeah.
You know, people are scared to talk about race or sex. I'll be like, hello to all of my ladies and gentlemen and everyone that's trans or however you identify. I want you to remember that you are loved and you are an infinite being of pure light and imagination.
Yes.
Welcome to the universe. You
Cheers.
know?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ass and everything in between. That's fucking sick, man.
You know, and it's just fun being that real with people, because the internet's so cool, but it's also like people's opinions on the internet, they don't stand up in real life.
No, they do not.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like when...
What's that keyboard warrior kind of quote, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those people, it's like, say that to my guy's face, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, say that to... You're not going to do it.
No, you're not. And you're probably not even fucking... You have the balls to do it in real life.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's like, life has always been what you have the balls to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Always.
Always.
You know?
When did you start rapping on record? And like, I think it was 2000 or 2002 when you released your first song on Spotify. Is that correct? I could be wrong on that now.
No, first song on Spotify, 2020,
right?
2020, yeah.
When did you decide to go into the studio and go, this voice is getting so loud?
So it was honestly like the library opened up Free Studios. I started recording on my phone. Like if you go back on my SoundCloud, it's just, those are on my phone when I'm busking in the street.
Like Stephen Curry's on SoundCloud, isn't it?
Stephen Curry, I recorded that myself at my house just because one morning I was like, that one's so good.
Yeah,
you know, I like that one because I was just feeling swaggy that day. And I was just like, man, I'm like Stephen Curry with this shit.
Yeah.
If you're a basketball fan, Stephen Curry, he can shoot from anywhere.
Anywhere he gets it.
Anywhere. He gets the ball.
I don't even like NBA, but I know.
But you know him. You know, and when you're in that zone, and it's like him, I imagine he doesn't even think out there. When to shoot, he probably just feels it.
Do you think he's getting in the same zone that you're seeing?
Yes. 100%. Because you can't, at that level he's at, you don't have time to think. You got LeBron James fucking defending you in your face.
Yeah, man.
He doesn't have time to think. He just feels that it's the time to shoot.
Yeah.
And he shoots. Yeah. And he scores.
Yeah.
You know? And he misses. Okay.
On to the next one.
On to the next one.
Yeah.
You know? And it's, when you get over that fear of failing, when you're like, okay, I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna say something stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna, whatever. If you're willing to say something stupid,
or if you're willing to fail too,
if you're willing to fail, you can be
fuck
great
failure.
at anything. That's it.
Yeah.
Fuck failure.
Let's be great.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, this podcast, you can make a whole bunch of shitty podcasts, but then make one amazing one and it blows up and everything's incredible.
100%.
You know, I had to be really bad at rapping for a while.
Yeah, I asked you earlier, how long are you actually like rapping?
Well, I mean, I had that period of time with Brian when I was like 11, 12.
We were talking earlier before the podcast, consistency.
Yeah.
How long consistent?
Consistently? Honestly, I really committed to it more probably about
2020 when you started releasing
Yeah,
stuff?
probably about 4 years ago. Probably about, because if you go off Spotify to my SoundCloud,
Yeah.
I probably got about 60 songs on my SoundCloud that I released before getting onto Spotify.
They're not just rap, they're singing too. You're singing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Initially, I was singing. And
A song like Sugar, did you write that on the guitar? Because there's guitar strings on that song. I was thinking, I was like, how does he rap, and how does he create the rap? Does he start it off on before I like talking to you today? I was like, does he start it off on the guitar and then he just creates the beats around that and creates the song around it, or when you're rapping, do you just straight up lyrics and then build the beats around it?
it depends.
Yeah.
You know, any of the beats, I had help with any of the beats, unless they're purely acoustic.
Yeah.
If it's a guitar, if you're hearing guitar, I probably did the guitar.
Cool.
But all the production on the beats, that wasn't me. That was somebody else. I'm not like a producer.
Who's your producer?
So many different ones.
Oh, okay, cool. I was going to give a shout out. Right?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Tabs. You know, shout out to too many shout outs. Too many shout outs.
Too many DJs.
If you go,
too many
check, I
producers.
tag them every time I drop a song. I tag them in the beat.
Cool.
But yeah, a lot of times it'll start on the guitar.
Yeah.
You know, Sugar, for example, didn't. Sugar was like, actually, I do something called Morning Pages, which is from The Artist's Way, which is a book that a lot of people will know.
Right first thing.
Right first thing.
Yeah.
And I can remember
Go ahead.
just the one verse is, we will live on in the memories that we will leave behind within the minds of each other.
Yeah.
You know, divinely entwined in the bind of our mother.
Yeah.
Providing a high that's most vibrant in lovers.
Yes.
Still I'm surviving, I cry for my brothers.
Yes.
You know, that was just kind of, I caught a rhyme, I caught a thing, and I was like, okay, cry for my brothers, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, that's what I was saying. You're a philosophical fucker, like, it's cool as fuck. Do you believe in, what's that, when you dream and you try and record your dream, and then do you ever try and do that?
Like a dream journal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a period of time where I was doing that a lot. I've been really lazy with that. I was smoking weed, a lot of weed for a long time.
Yeah.
And I stopped dreaming.
Oh man, you need to, cut your dreams out.
It cuts your dreams out.
Yeah, I don't smoke.
Thank God. Because honestly, it's like power to you if you smoke weed, but if you're smoking weed and dreaming, you're a freak of nature.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, most people, it cuts your dreams totally off.
It does.
And since I quit smoking weed, now I'm dreaming again. So now I'm kind of writing about my dreams again.
Yeah.
You know, but it's funny, like consistency. It's like I can chart when I was smoking weed and when I wasn't from my releases of music online.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm like way more prolific. I'm probably 90% more prolific when I'm not smoking weed.
Do you go, when you're thinking of an idea of a song, do you go to like, okay, I'm going to sleep on it, and then you're going to wake up in the morning and back to what you're saying is like right in the morning? So you feel like you have that, no?
No.
How do you go about like writing your songs?
It kind of depends. Once again, it's always either at nighttime or in the morning.
Okay.
So it's either early morning, like, and I just get into a space and I write, and then I'm like, this is too good. I'm gonna put that away. Get the guitar. I gotta figure this out because it's a song. Sometimes I'm just writing and I'm like, this sucks, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, and there's nothing good on 3 whole pages. It's just all garbage. And I'm like, okay, well,
you need to get through the garbage.
You need to get through the garbage.
Yeah.
You know? But then other days I write 3 lines and then I'm like, done with my morning pages, where's my guitar? That's a killer line. It's a killer first line. And then I'll just kind of try to feel.
Yeah.
I'll just try to feel.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, what is that first line? Say the first line is like, I don't know, say I'm writing about trees. And I'm like, trees are green and trees help me to breathe. trees help me to see the things that are unseen. You know, I'll kind of try to get a little bit loose because you're more lucid in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll be like, trees, imagine a tree was me. What would I be if I was a tree? And then I'm like, you know, what would I be if I was a tree? You know?
Let me see.
Then I'm like, yo, breathing like I was a tree. I'm gonna fucking G. I'm gonna come at a T. I'm gonna, you know? And then people are like, yo, that's a deep ass line about a tree.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's not that deep. I was like, just woke up. And it was the fourth line. And,
unfortunately, you don't smoke trees.
you know? You know? But it you know, it's just, and that's how I know we're all that deep. Because it's just like, I just woke up.
Yeah.
And it's like I
get your coffee into you
know,
fucking,
and it's,
go.
I'll start, put the coffee on the pot. Like I wake up. I usually like meditate for like 5 minutes.
Nice.
You know, and then I'll put the coffee on the stove. And then I'll go grab my journal right away.
Yeah.
And I'll sit on the yoga mat and I'll just start kind of writing whatever, get one page in, go grab the coffee, you know? And then just that lubricates it. That gets you going.
Yeah.
And there's only so many words you can write, and then you start to feel limited, and you're like, I try to like stretch my vocabulary early in the day.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's like, okay, say I'll write like very, very deep or something. Then I'm like, oh, what's a better word for very deep?
Yeah.
You know? And then I'll look it up. And be like, oh, very deep. Loquacious. You know?
Ooh.
Or some shit. You know? And then that gets your brain like early, right in the morning. Because what you do in the fucking morning matters so much, it's crazy. As an artist especially out there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Split the E podcast.
Okay.
Cypher.
Okay.
Outrageously good tunes.
Okay.
Let's go for that.
Give me a beat, live in the heat, know that we live in the street, know that I hit him and fuck I'm unique, yeah, we been splitting the E, that's the ecstasy, know I got a sexy beat, she be texting me incessantly, I'm on my Wayne Gretzky steez, yeah, sweet on the beat, yeah, know that I'm kicking my feet up, yeah, enemy animals coming eating amanita, that's a mushroom, I got a fly girl I really wanna touch, who is looking really nice, yo. I drank a Guinness, but I couldn't split the E. Yo, time and infinity, give me the illest ability, it's all meant to be. But I forget the other words. What were they? Cypher. I know a Pisces chick, I kinda like her. I'm in a pit of vipers. Yo, I got the Midas touch, but then I bite her on her nipple. Yo, it's plain and simple. Yo, I like her dimples. Pop it like a pimple. What's the other word?
Outrageously good tunes.
Outrageously good tunes. Yo, it's outrageously good. I know a girl, she's a maiden from the hood. Yo, she's misunderstood. Yo, it's outrageously good tunes. A maiden from the hood hearing good news. She's eating good food. Yo, she likes to get nude. On Wreck Beach, we split the E. Yo, it make no difference to me. I'm sick like I'm an STD or an STI. Yo, I know a girl, she's way too fly. She gets way too high. She be smoking the weed. She be sweet on the beat. She need to feed. She need to feed like a cow. She go feed like a pig. She go outrageously good. She do it big. Like, the words you gave me are really long. I hit the bong like I'm Cheech and Chong. Yo, I split the E, that's a drug. I know an outrageously good girl, she want the love. She want a thug, she want a bug. Yo, she got massive jugs. Yo, shout out to Guinness. I know a fly girl at the gym, she work on fitness. Yo, she want a drink. I say that I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. Yo, her favorite color's pink. She says I'm crazy, I talk to my shrink. They say that you ain't crazy. She say that outrageous girl, she really wants your baby. Like, oh, yo, we gonna split the E. We're gonna split the bill. No, we're not, just chill. They're gonna pay for it on the podcast. I love these guys. I'm not gonna put their mom on blast. Yo, it ain't Ramadan. I do not fast. Yo, I'm gonna eat what I want and I drink what I want. It's outrageously good. Kid made it out the hood. Like, do what you should, do what you could, do what you can. You could be a woman, you could be a man, you could be trans, you could be some shit that I don't even understand, like a cat from Japan. Like, I don't know.
Yes, yes.
No, thank you, man.
Sick.
I mean, I'm a big fan, man. I like fucking love all the stuff that you released. Really, really, on the bottom of my heart, I'm a fan, true and true, and that's why I reached out to you.
Did you look at the SoundCloud stuff?
I touched on it a little bit. I have. I like that Stephen Curry song, like I said earlier. Where can people reach you?
SoundCloud, Spotify.
Yeah.
It's the ideal place. That's where my music is.
Spotify, Noble NA.
That's right.
Instagram, mcsavethewhales.
Yes.
TikTok.
TikTok is Noble NA
Okay.
as well.
Cool. And every Tuesday in the Cypher.
Every Tuesday at the Railway Club, the Icon Hip Hop Cypher.
Yeah.
You can follow them at Icon Hip Hop Cypher.
Yeah.
Or any Friday or Saturday that I don't have a show downtown Vancouver,
Yeah.
I'll be busking. You can find me. So if you follow me on Instagram, mcsavethewhales, that's where I post what I'm doing. You can keep in touch.
Yeah.
That'd be the best way to keep in touch with me.
Sweet. So I end this podcast with a saying that I got from my father. Your honesty and generosity will never escape my memory. Thanks for coming on the podcast. You're an absolute champion, man. Cheers.
Sláinte.
Sláinte Macora. Thanks for listening to the Split E podcast. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.